What's up, you guys? Namicon here, bringing you my perspective as to what entertainment is bringing us. And today, we'll be talking about Mob Psycho 100, a series that was first created as a manga series created by One, who is also known for his other famous work, One Punch Man. The manga was released on April 18th, 2012, and it proved to be popular. It was deemed the most wanted manga in 2016, and it has sold almost 3 million copies in circulation. The anime adaptation was released on July 12th, 2016. The anime adaptation was a huge success. That most wanted manga thing that I said before? Yeah, it was because of the sheer success of the anime adaptation done by Bones. This same studio has done Soul Eater, Fullmetal Alchemist, both adaptations, and My Hero Academia. The story is about Shigeo Kageyama, or his alias, Mob, who is an average middle schooler. He may look like a nobody, but he is a powerful esper with immense psychic power, and thanks to that immense power, he has to keep controlling it by always living a life under an emotional shackle. He does get help though, thanks to his master Reigen Arataka, a con man who took Mob in for profit. He teaches Mob his self-proclaimed psychic knowledge on how to use his powers, how to control it, and how to live life with these powers. This show only has 37 episodes, plus 2 OVAs. It may seem to most of y'all that it is pretty short, but man, they put these episodes to the absolute fullest. This show isn't a typical shonen. Mob Psycho is basically a slice of life show where Mob deals with the typical things a middle schooler goes to. Having a crush on a girl, trying and failing on a sport, going to clubs, getting stressed on education, trying and keep up and make new friends. You know, typical middle school stuff. There are moments where he does use his psychic powers, but it's mostly a side gig unless there's like a big threat blocking his way, which does happen quite a bit. Yeah, I'll get this out of the way. I love this show. I really enjoy the slice of life elements and the lessons it brings to the table. I feel like the lessons it's saying would have been something I needed during my high school years. I also like the Esper stuff, which is where a lot of the action is at. Which let me just say the action is awesome. The choreography, the animation, it is absolute perfection. Probably some of the prettiest action scenes I have ever seen. The animation itself is really unique too. You can see that there's a thick black outline in the background animation and the characters, but it's not distracting to look at, which is really cool. It looks straight out of the manga. I also really enjoy the characters. Mob is a great protag. Reigen is my favorite character in the show by far. Even though he is a fraud, you can't help but feel bad for him because of how much he has gone throughout his whole life. I also really like a couple of the side characters, with the likes of Teruki Hanazawa, Dimple, Mob's brother, Ritsu Kageyama, Sho Suzuki, Tomei Kurata, Ich Misato, and Tenga Onigawara. What I also really love about the show is the openings. No anime is complete without a fantastic opening. And man oh man, Mob Psycho 100 does not disappoint. My favorite one is probably the second intro due to how vibrant and colorful it is. All three of those intros are done by the same band, the Mob Choir. It is really cool how they use the same band on the intros and the endings. I also love how the direction of how that second intro was presented. I watched the show dubbed, and when the third season came, there was a dispute between Crunchyroll and Kyle McCarley about better wages. And Kyle McCarley, who is known to voice Shigeo Kageyama, he did not want to voice Mob due to him being a union actor, which is a terrible move by Crunchyroll. And because of that, many other actors fled. Tomei Kurata's voice actor, Jeremy Lee, just didn't want to do it. Ichi Mizato's voice actor, Abby Trott, she fled. And Tsubome's voice actor, Ryan Bartley, she didn't show up as well. Or at least I assumed that was the case since those three characters I mentioned, they got different actors. I'm more surprised at the fact that they got Chris Neosi as Reagan, since at the time he was on huge scrutiny for abuse allegations and breaking NDA on Nintendo of all companies. So yeah, my excitement for season 3 wasn't there because of all this controversy since I watched the show dubbed. But Jason Libre, who voiced Mobbed in the last season of the show, I'd say did a pretty solid job. While it sounds different to Kyle McCarley's, he got the personality of Mob down, and that's all that matters. And for those of you who don't know Jason Libre, he voices Lucci in One Piece, Dobby in My Hero Academia, and Zeke Yeager in Attack on Titan. Overall, Mob Psycho 100 is a fantastic show that I would recommend to everyone, even to someone that has never watched an anime in their life. This is a great starting point, I would say. A plus to that statement is that there's little to no fan service. A topic that I don't mind, but a lot of the anime are guilty of doing this. I'm looking at you, Fairytale. I mean, most of these characters are literally children, so adding fan services would be really tone deaf, I would say. It also helps that it has 37 episodes, which is pretty short for an average anime, but for me, it's perfect. It has a beginning and an end, and it does it seamlessly. This is probably my favorite project One has done, which is maybe a hot take to some given how big of a deal One Punch Man was at the time, but I feel like the show was more consistent in a short time span. What are your guys' thoughts on Mob Psycho 100? Do you guys like it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And you can follow me on Instagram, Backblogged, and Letterboxd down in the description down below. And you can also join my Discord server if you want to. This is Nomicon, and I'll see you next time.